Okay, here we go. Hey bro. Feels weird to be doing that intro in this video. Welcome back to my channel. I'm actually so ugly, and I actually need to have a conversation with you. A serious one. It feels weird to make a serious video because my videos are big old jokes, so I thought I would make a bigger video in regards to what I talked about before. On my Instagram video. I didn't expect to get so much response. Hundreds of people like messaged me to tell me about their experiences, things that happened within their dance studios and stuff that like either impacted them positively or negatively. They have kids and they're like reaching out to me, talking to me about like just the things that happened. And I think I'm like shaking because I'm like so upset. I made the video originally on my Instagram not to get that kind of response, but just because I was upset. If you teach kids, if you have kids, if you are a kid, this should be important to you. I'm just speaking on what I know because I'm a dance teacher. My mom teaches in grade school, and she and I talk about this all the time. Nobody's asking you to go above and beyond for your job. I just need you to understand the real purpose of your job. Just because you have knowledge doesn't mean you are qualified to teach. Being a good dancer doesn't make you a good dance teacher. Being a dance teacher is so much more than just relaying information. It has a lot to do with like being a friend and a parent and a therapist most of the time. Kids are quitting dance, and it's not because they're graduating. The dance studio is no longer a safe place for kids, unfortunately. I've been involved with a ton of studios in Canada, and every studio could just do better. And I'm not like saying these studios are I hate this. I'm not saying that studios are a completely negative place. I'm just saying that there's just so much more. People are just becoming dance teachers because like you get paid a higher rate. You don't make minimum wage. They're just becoming dance teachers because it's easier. They need to understand how to life. They need to understand how to be a human. So yes, they need to know what hard work is, but they also need to be happy. They need to leave drenched in sweat, but also they need to leave crawling. Like, it has to be hard work. But at the end of the day, the hardest work is learning to become a better person. Ew, I hate that I said that, but it's true. Like, they need to just be better people. And that's our job as teachers to do that. And you can say all day that this is the parent's job and I'm just a dance teacher, but that's not true. We see these kids so much. We are such a huge influence on them because at the end of the day, they have to go home and they have to go to school. They don't have to come to us. We're now no longer training to become competitive dancers. Like it's their whole being is becoming competitive. And it's a lot of competition with themselves and a lot of comparing and all this stuff. And a lot of teachers are at fault. I'm not perfect either, but like, I just don't know why no one else is talking about this. But we compare these dancers to each other so much that these kids like make themselves sick over it. We're not celebrating who they are. We're celebrating what we want them to be. Yeah, so it's like this unattainable journey that these kids are on, and then they end up getting sick because of it. This topic is tricky, eating disorders. A lot of kids are coming to us fine and leaving us with body issues. Yeah, we put them in front of a mirror all day in a half top and booty shorts, and we just pick them apart. It's hard when your body is your art. Obviously, like, I get that. Your whole mentality is like how to fix your body to become perfect, and it's so hard. A lot of it also I've seen, and I'm just speaking on what I've seen, okay, and what I've experienced. And I've experienced a lot of dance studios, and it just seems to be a reoccurring theme. Us as dancers, we grow up and then we develop, or we finally deal with our body issues, but a lot of time it's deflected on the kids. And the kids see our issues, and then they take them on as their own because they're so naive. And I've personally dealt with them myself, but also personally have tried to help people, like as a kid. And these kids are now trying to help each other, which is super great, but where are the teachers? It's your responsibility as a dance teacher to take care of yourself and show healthy eating and healthy body image and body positivity. Yeah, we put these kids in like the tiniest little costumes and shove them on stage and go, good luck, honey. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not saying to a kid, you need to look like this in a bodysuit. I'm saying you need to feel confident in a bodysuit. So bodysuit ready to me is a statement that I say, but I'm not saying it like bodysuit ready, you need to have a six-pack abs. I'm saying bodysuit ready is in a mentality. Like, you need to feel like, look at me in this bodysuit. Do you know what I mean? The eating disorder topic is really tricky, but I can tell you that I've seen teachers deflect it on their students completely. And it's gotta stop. Self-worth is also something we're not teaching enough. Self-confidence, along the lines of body positivity, like we're not teaching these people that they need to love themselves, because we're just constantly on this journey of like, what can we do next? Sometimes you only have an hour with a kid, but I don't care how much time you have. I don't care. It's not an excuse. Oh, we only have an hour, we need to work on this. No, you only have an hour in this person's life. Like, how are you gonna make a difference? And that's your job as a teacher, to multitask. How are you gonna get this kid to kick herself in the head and put her leg behind her head, but then also make her leave, or him leave, feel like on top of the world? It sounds so cheesy, but like, that's your job. That's your job. And you're forgetting that that's your job. So, too bad. Pull up. I've made it my mission over the last couple of years to, like, when I see students, because not every group is like that. There are people with tons of confidence, obviously, but not everybody is self-motivated. Yeah. And it's been my goal to really take those students and kind of nurture them. I recently taught at a studio, and I just saw a group of kids that like needed love. Yeah, they needed more than just dancing. And it's not that they weren't getting that in the studio. They were. Yeah, like, I don't say this as like people aren't already doing this. It's just people need to do more. So I saw some kids that needed this, and like when I moved away, leaving them was like the hardest thing ever. They all like wrote me cards and stuff, and like none of them talked about being a dance teacher. They all talked about how I've helped them become more confident and things like that. And like, that's literally like, I could cry right now. That's like what I care about. I have kids who come to me with like flawless technique, but really, really, really like fearful hearts. Yeah, and that sounds really weird to say, but some studios make good dancers and not good people. Some kids are afraid to like speak up and answer a question. Like, I have kids now that when I teach them and I ask a question, I know that they know what the answer is, and I'm looking at them like, answer the question, but they're afraid because of past experiences with past teachers and past studios. Healthy fear is good. I totally believe in healthy fear, because that is also called respect, but there's also like genuine fear. They're supposed to want to see us. Like, your kids are supposed to miss you. They're not supposed to be like, oh, they're sick, thank God I have a sub and that person's gonna be nicer. Your kids are supposed to want to be with you. The kids are supposed to want to be at the dance studio. When class ends, they're supposed to go, already? One of my biggest success feelings that I've had is the fact that every class that I finish, the kids always say like, wait, we're already done? Like, in shock, because they don't want to be done. And that is so, makes me so happy that I feel like the kids want to be around me. Like, if I miss one day of teaching, the kids are like, oh my God, like, we missed you. And that's important to me. These kids are coming to us trying to escape their home lives, and school and all of this stuff. They're trying to escape bullies, and a lot of teachers are becoming another bully. And I know bully is just like a word that's thrown out so much, but like, it's true. And I've watched it. Like I've seen it firsthand. It's the only reason I'm saying it. I see a lot of teachers bring their outside emotions into the studio. So if you had a bad day, I'm so sorry to say this, teachers, but it's nobody cares. In the realm of kids. Like, when I go into the office, let me tell you, I unleash into the office, and it's my therapy session with the other teachers. But when I walk into the studio, it is not that. How you walk in is how the kids are going to receive you and then mirror you. If I walk in ready to work, the kids are like ready to work. If I walk in laughing, the kids are laughing. If I walk in hyper, they're hyper. If I walk in a bad mood, they're in a bad mood. Like, they're naive, they're young, and we forget that a lot, that they're young. And a lot of teachers are too young. Do you know what I mean? Like, some teachers are too young, so they can't even get their emotions in check. But just know that the energy that you put out, the kids receive, and then they reciprocate that energy. So you have to be better at managing your own energy. When you walk into the studio, you prepare yourself to take on the friend, teacher, parent, therapist role. That's your job. They're not your parent, teacher, friend, therapist. They're not there to do that for you. All I do at my job is laugh. Like I laugh and I yell and I make them work hard, but I have the best time. I don't have a job, I have a career. I get paid to do what I love. Do you know what I mean? And that sounds so dumb and cheesy, but I genuinely do. I love kids and like I'm meant to be a parent. I want 5 kids, everybody knows it. Like I want a farm of children. Anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but at the end of the day, get your emotions out of the studio. Get it out. Get it out. Stop it. It's not the kids' problem because they're going to take that on. That's what they do. They're kids. They're going to take on your emotions. And anyway, I'm moving on from this topic. It is a little harder now too because we have kids with autism and ADD and ADHD and all of these things that make it a little bit harder to teach, and that's just a real thing. And we definitely need to be better at being accommodating to these kids because everybody has different learning styles. Dance is hard. It's not really like a secret. You know what I mean? Every teacher I'm sure says dance is hard. I say it every single class, like dance is hard, get over it. You need to get to the end result. So how we are going to get there is how we are going to get there. But we're all going to get to the same end result. And as a teacher, that is your responsibility to get these people to their end result. They're not in post-secondary. They're not in a training program or in college or university or whatever for dance. They're not in the real world yet. Like, it is our responsibility to get them where they need to go and to help them find their learning style. But I also don't mean baby them. Do not baby kids. Like, if I have a kid who cries, we're not doing it. We're not hugging. I'm not going, oh my God, what's wrong with you? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You have to figure out how to put out that fire. So a kid is crying. How are you putting it out? Because it's not by going, oh my God, are you okay? You know, like, sorry, my dog just looked at me. He thought I was talking to him. There's a difference between babying people and then acknowledging their success, big or small. My mom has a student. The kid threw out a correct answer in a math thing, okay? So this kid is like struggling in other areas. That will take the kid's confidence and crush it, right? Because they're like, well, I'm a failure, I can't do this. But then they do something else right. So what you do is you celebrate that, because then that now makes them attacking the reading and writing not as intimidating. So in dance, it's the same thing. If a kid is not super great in one style, we have to stop saying, oh, well, you're just a contemporary dancer. You're not good at this. Like, because contemporary is where you're good. No, what? Like, because we're just putting them in this tiny little box and we're being like, you're not good at this. Rather than being like, this is something you do so well, so how can we translate that to the other style? My kids definitely know that I'm the first person to be like, okay, let's move on. But I only move on when we've gotten to where we need to go. So we also don't stick in the success, because I think when you stick in it and all you sit there and you go, that was so good, and you just keep over acknowledging it, is when it turns into babying. It's acknowledging the success and then moving forward, because that's how they're gonna keep growing. Part of what upset me and why I made that post, a dance studio is closing in my area. It is the very first dance studio to exist in this city, 65 years ago. All of these other studios became vultures. And I understand it is a business and this is a way to bring in more revenue. But at the end of the day, these are kids, and these kids are vulnerable because they're now being uprooted, not by choice. And they have to go to these different studios and their friendships are being split up. And so when we have these meetings with kids and it's not welcoming and welcome to your new home, and it's just, this is what we offer at the studio, that sucks. Like, you suck. Like you suck. If that's how you're doing this, you suck. And I'm sorry to say it, but these are kids. If you open a dance studio, don't open it to just make money. Open it to create a home and create a place for kids where they feel safe, because that integrity will make your business grow. But if you're just making good dancers and bad people, your business will fail. And it may not fail in a decade, it may not fail in 2 or 3, but at some point, your integrity or lack of will catch up to you. Your reputation is your business. And if your reputation continues to deteriorate, so does your business. And these kids are your business, so treat them better. It's unacceptable. I get a lot of questions about why I don't attend competitions. I generally don't, because I like to do my work in the studio. I have nothing against competition. I just don't want to go. What competition is it is 3 or 4 people on a panel who have never seen you dance before. And those 3 or 4 people have not seen what you've worked for. And a lot of teachers promote winning. I would never. You can ask any of my students. I have never promoted winning at comp. I have seen people start at ground zero and soar, but not place at competition. And then that kid leaves competition and is so upset and mortified, and all of a sudden they don't love their solo or they don't love dance. And I'm like, because of something 3 people said to them. You're gonna go into the real world and what, tell the business that you want a double diamond? No one cares about your double diamond. Literally nobody. Literally nobody. So if you do not win first place at a competition, that has absolutely no effect on your real life. Like, you just need to remember that. I treat competition as a showcase. Let me show you what I've worked on. What you feel is what you feel. And that's super great. Like, live your life, judge. It is not, oh, I can't wait to beat this person. Because literally, who cares? People ask, because I do very well at comp, why I don't post my scores and winnings and things. I choreograph at like a ton of studios. This is just my personal opinion. Yes, this is just for me. Because social media sucks right now, right? And it's just so, it is ruining people's lives. It's also building them. I don't know. We're not even gonna get into the social media talk, move on. But if a kid gets posted on social media of their dance teacher, they're like, oh my God, look, like it's there, that's success to them. So if I post my winnings and I don't post other things, then those kids feel less than. So I just choose to post random videos in the studio and random things like that. If I don't post everybody and I only post one person or one thing that won, then that, like, what does that tell the kids? That I don't value them, the rest? And no, so I just choose to not. And that's my personal opinion. Live your life, post whatever you want. I'm just telling you that is why I do not. Because a lot of people ask me. I have people who I know who judge my stuff at comp, and they're like, why wouldn't you post that? And I'm like, because there's just so many more people involved than just me. It's not about me. It's just, obviously I'm super hypersensitive to this kid thing. I love them, and these kids are my whole life. I'm just so lucky to be able to teach these kids. When I see people who are doing it for the wrong reason or are just going in and relaying information, like, it upsets me. It upsets me because these are my babies. And like, these kids are gonna grow up and take these experiences with them. It doesn't end when they graduate or end when they quit. These are things that follow them for the rest of their life. And it is up to us to just do better and be better as dance teachers. The fact that I have kids who sit in my lap and cry to me because they feel no self-worth, and it's coming from in the studio, it, like, blows my mind. I have kids who have such a strong support system at home and such a strong friendship at school, but for some reason when they come to dance, they feel like less than. And that is disgusting. That is something that people are putting onto kids. Like, get it together, teachers. You need to pull up. Part of the reason I started doing YouTube is because it's just like another avenue in which, like, I can reach out to kids and talk to kids. And like, yeah, all of my videos are like a joke and they're stupid, and it's really just like me trying to navigate being a human and failing epically. But it gives kids something to watch instead of looking at the news, at the mess that is our world, and distract them from their own lives. If they are still escaping their lives, like, watch me be an idiot. And that can be something that you laugh at, because a lot of kids don't have things to laugh at right now. I'm so upset. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so upset. Woo! You need to do better. That's my closing statement. Because the amount of people who reached out to me and said, your post made me wake up and realize that I need to do better. Like, that's all I'm asking. That's literally all I'm asking. I probably need to do better too, and I'm gonna look inside myself and that whole situation and figure out what I can do more. But like, we just gotta do better. We have to do better. If you feel like you're doing enough, do more. Do better. Bottom line, do more, do better, be better. Dance is hard, and being a dance teacher is harder. Okay? Pull up. If you're not ready for this, then leave. Go work in a factory and make double the amount and be miserable there. But don't be miserable and take it out on these kids. Ugh. So, thanks for watching. I wish I could say that this has like been amazing and gorgeous and beautiful, but it really hasn't, because I'm upset all over again. Every time I talk about this, I could literally cry. Subscribe to my channel, okay? Click the button that's as red as my lips because they're so chapped right here. You know when like you lick up here? I'm so chapped. Like this video. Don't give it a pity like. Give it a supporting like because this message is important. My Instagram is @actuallysougly, okay? This lighting's not awful, so I might look better here than on my Instagram, but probably not. Thank you, it's been real, and please just take this if you made it this far and apply it. Okay, apply it. Thank you, bye.